Good morning, everyone. So this is the introduction to our uh, subject for today, which is how to leverage technology to manage your business challenges. So today, the purpose of this introduction is to let you know that we want to share with you as a company, Microsoft, want to be near of the customers in terms of letting you know what is going to happen in the near future, as well as how can you leverage those technologies, those emerging technologies, both in the cloud that we will explain in a while what do we mean by cloud, and both in the cloud and in on premises. So the technologies that you have in your companies and that you have using for a while. And then what is the benefit for you to leverage those technologies? And if you acquire those technologies, how can you be successful in your business? So with that, I am Arturo Perez. I am licensing sales specialist for Microsoft in an area that we have in Americas that we call multi-country Americas, and that is countries that are in the Caribbean, Central America, and some of the countries in South America. We cover all of those, and so we are having this session this morning in English, and in the afternoon, if you are a bilingual person, you speak Spanish, then we will have another opportunity as well in the afternoon for that. As a reminder, we have a lot of information in the web. You can go there and find our partners, our business partners, and the resources that we have. And the idea today is to share with you all this kind of resources so that you can have a better idea of how to reach this technology. With that, let me give you an overview of what we want to cover today. And in plain English, we want to cover these three questions. So where technology is heading for tomorrow? Second question is, what can you leverage today, right now, in your country, where you are based today? And third question is the business value you will get now. So what are you going to get now as business value if you use those tools, those resources, and the questions that you have, how can they find an answer? So that is the spirit of what we are going to do. And as a reminder as well, most of you are familiar with this tool of live meeting that we are broadcasting today. So you can go to the menu, and in the menu you will find a Q&A. If you have any question, you can write it there. And when my partners here helping me with this delivery can advise if there is some important question that we can address in that very moment. Otherwise, we will have a time at the end before the hour. So we are pretending to spend here from this moment on like 45 minutes, okay? So let's go now. So the first thing that we want to talk about is your challenges, your business challenges today. So we know that you have been having kind of these challenges like economic pressures. We also have been experiencing those pressures. Budget reductions, that is something that all of our customers are talking about. And that every time that they need to do a new project, they need to justify it. They need to make a ROI or any kind of tool, return of investment, net present value, some kind of tool to justify their IT projects. Why? Because it's important for the company to make sure that investments are in the right place. And let alone the fact that we have to manage risk, and we have to make decisions between, are we going to implement the latest technology versus the stability that we have today? What about implementation? Is getting late all the time. and your bosses are telling you, hey, you need to do more with less. So the answer that Microsoft is having to those questions starts with our vision. And you may remember, for the 70s, even if you were not there at that time, you could learn from history that Bill Gates had this vision about having one personal computer in every desktop and in every home. And later, I remember, because I was in the company in the 90s, 1999, Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer transformed that vision, speaking about having software of excellence, enabling the companies to access information in any place, in any device, anytime. So basically, this is our vision now, more evolved, saying that we want to create experiences that combine the magic of software with the power of internet services across a world of devices. So I bet that you have a very nice cell phone now, or that maybe you have other fancy devices. So this is the world that we are now, and we want to connect all those devices using and leveraging internet software. So because of that, we have, as a company, been very vocal regarding cloud computing. So what is cloud computer? You have heard about that, and that is part of the things that I want to talk to you today about. What is the future of computing? And as a company, we think that when you have several devices, not necessarily you want everything in a cloud, I mean in the internet, but you want some part of your information in the cloud, or not in your premises, for security reasons, for a lot of different reasons. But at the same time, you could have that information in your premises, in your company, so you can share information everywhere. So cloud computer is that approach to computing, focusing in internet scale, connecting to a variety of devices and endpoints. So basically what we're saying is that because of the fact that we have many resources in the cloud, we have data centers, storage, etc., we could leverage of those, and then we can have information regardless we are. And that is the vision of Microsoft, that you can connect to your information anytime, any place, any device. So cloud computer or cloud computing comes to fulfill and to help us to be near of that fulfillment of that vision that we have as a company. So you have several dimensions of that cloud. You have services that are on premises. You have services in your smart devices. Now you have a lot of devices, cool devices, that you are enjoying for your music, for your communication with your friends, for social network, etc. But at the same time, you could have, as a company here in the cloud, you could have in data centers many of, or most of your information, or part of your information. So that's why we are, in short words, one of the few companies, or not to say maybe the only one, maybe that's so aggressive to say, but we could offer you technology on your premises and in the cloud, or in between. You could have a hybrid of those applications that you could have in your premises, and then you could have also part of that data in the cloud. So that is the promise, that is the value that we are providing, that we want to share with our customers. So maybe you could ask, hey, but why Microsoft is now talking about the cloud? Is that a reaction to the competitors? Well, to be honest with you, you can see that Hotmail has been around for maybe 15 years. You can see MSN, Xbox Live, etc. Bing, that is a search engine that we use for customers and for consumers to find the right information. So we have been around for a long time ago, and we are already providing that kind of cloud services. And what we want to do now, if you see the bottom line of this slide, is to take our products such as Office in terms of web apps, such as Exchange in terms of Exchange Online, such as SharePoint for collaboration in terms of SharePoint Online, such as Windows servers are now in terms of Windows Azure, we call it Windows Azure, the platform. So if you want to develop your applications or you want to do something like that, you could, instead of having a lot of servers in your premises, you could leverage from the data centers in the cloud with Windows Azure, and as well as SQL Server Azure. So we have that flexibility, and then we want to, as I was saying to you, in a diversity of devices, we want to provide the same software quality that we have on premises, such as Windows Server, SQL Server, SharePoint servers, all of those, and then to put them in the cloud with the tools that we already have, like Visual Studio, the .NET services, etc. So these are some examples, because this is not a vision only. That is actually happening in this very moment. For example, I mentioned the case of Hotmail in your left column there, and it brings some kind of opportunity for us, but at the same time responsibility. Why? Because we have access to that information, and we will respect the user privacy. That is very, very strong value in our company. So if you are in Hotmail, you can see that the advertising that we promote in those for our customers that want to promote their products in MSN or Hotmail is not going to be targeted to you as an individual because of the data that maybe you have written there in your personal storage, but rather because common information, demographic information, etc. Another example on the cloud is Bing. Bing is a decision engine because its goal is to attempt to help the users to make smarter, faster decisions to match their intention to seek for something. So in the cloud, you can learn, you can design, you can take some actions. We have the example of our customer, Starbucks Coffee. Starbucks, they have their own mail servers, Exchange server, collaboration server like SharePoint on premises. But as you know, Starbucks has a very interesting business model, and they have a lot of stores, franchises. And then what they are doing is for those franchises, those associates, they are giving inboxes, they are given some SharePoint space so that they can collaborate and to be closer to the headquarters. And that has been very successful thanks to the cloud. Another example is Xbox 360. And for you that you are gamers, you know what I'm talking about. When we came with Xbox Live, that is part of the cloud as well. You have all the experience that you can share with your peer gamers, friends. But also now in the launch of Windows Phone 7, I don't know if you have had the opportunity to see the new Windows Phone 7. We can have the same experience that you have if you are playing your favorite game at home with your own console, your Xbox 360. You could pause it. you could stop the game and you can continue the game exactly where you left it in your phone. Why? Because the phone as a device, as a client, is connected through the cloud to the same services that you have your Xbox Live. So those are just examples. The last one is Risk Metrics. They are a partner of Microsoft that they are leveraging on Azure, which is Windows Server services in the cloud, to have their expanding their capacity so they can work as they need it. So those are some examples. We have been doing key investments for consumer experiences, such as Bing that we mentioned, Windows Live, and also in the area of the business for Office. So a good news here for you, my friends, is that now we are going to have, in the midterm of this year, we are going to launch officially for general availability Microsoft Office 365, which is the name for all these kind of collaborations, applications, Office suites, and the experience of the user beyond their desktops to the cloud, so that they can have everything in the PC, in the phone, in the browser, wherever they are. And at the same time, we are offering as well Microsoft Online Services, which is if you want, for example, your mailbox, instead of having your own server in your premises, such as Exchange server, and you can do it online with Exchange Online Services. So the same way we are, in the same way we are investing in the infrastructure and platform, so you can have the cloud not only for consumers, not only for collaboration, but also for infrastructure. So if you need, for example, more capacity, you need more servers, and you don't have the budget to pay for all those servers in a given moment in your premises, that is the advantage of the cloud. So you could have Windows Server in the cloud, and we call that service Windows Azure. So you could have it in your Microsoft data centers, or you could have in your own data center, or you can host it in a partner data center. So we have that kind of flexibility all across the product. So we have been traveling to the cloud, and now we want to go to your business now. So what can you leverage today from all these technologies that are available there? So basically the message is that now we are providing both services in a transition mode, if you will, that you could have both the best of the two worlds. For example, you could have online services, and you could have, on the same time, with the same price that you are paying, you could have on-premises rights. So what we're talking here is that for you to use this technology, it depends on how do you want to measure the expenditures. For example, let me clarify this for a moment. If your accountants, if your auditors, they see that it is more convenient for you to declare the software that you are using in your company as an asset, then in that case, you will go for on-premises rights. So basically you buy some licenses that are the rights for you to install the services, the software in this case, in your customer servers. So you have your servers there, and you are deploying those on premises. And then in that case, your accountants and your auditors are going to see all that money that you are investing in technology as an asset. For banking industry, they prefer the other way, because in banking, as you know, they need to pay taxes for the assets. So they prefer to go as a service. So in the upper line here, online services, right? So what we're saying is that you could now leverage the same technology online, and you have many flavors: pay as you go, or subscriptions, or you can pay, but the licenses are yours. But you have those two ways that you can do that. And so the question here, when we talk about this usage right, that they always ask me is, why is this usage right to technology so complex? And the answer is because our customers want flexibility of choices. If we would have a monolithic way to provide you the technology, hey, this is it, you pay this amount of money and that's it, it would be easier, but not flexible. So some customer wants just to go to the store and buy a single copy for their own use, for their small home and business or home business activities. But other people say, you know what, I just want to buy a PC with everything installed, that it's legally there, so they just want to buy it pre-installed. But there are some other companies that say, hey, we have a great large volume of usage, of right of usage, so we need something more in volume, maybe electronic, more than a paper or something like that. And there are some other people that say, you know what, I love transactional things. I just want, if I need something, I will tell you. Don't bring me all this stuff because I am not going to use it. I just want to buy something. And then you go transactional. But there are other people that they would love to pay a rent. You know, it's not my house. It's not my condo, it's not my apartment, so I just want to pay some rent to live there. And it's cheaper than paying upfront for your own house, paying your taxes at the end of the year, paying for the insurance. So they just want to pay a rent, a subscription. We also have that way to acquire technology. And there are some other guys that they want to do it online, in the internet. But there are some other that they want perpetual licenses. There are some other that instead of transactional, they want a long-term relationship with Microsoft and their partners as trusted advisors. So we have all that kind of different scenarios. And for me, I want to share with you very quickly, because I can't go each one by each one, you know, but this is a slide that looks very simple, but that is the Rosetta Stone, if you will, that uncrypt or explains the secret of licensing models for Microsoft in that case. So because of the fact that Microsoft is very creative, bringing new products all the time, those groups creating all those products used to have different approaches to the usage right, to how to license those technologies. So the reason why then we have those boxes is because we wanted to put some 7 options. If you create anything, it has to fit one of these schemas. For example, if you are talking about Office as a desktop applications. And if you're talking about Windows, well, Windows is a desktop operating system. If you're talking about Visual Studio, that's a developer tool. If you're talking about Windows Server, that's an operating system. And it is licensed in this way, server and client access license. You need a license to access that server. That is the case with Exchange Server, for example. But we also have a licensing per processor, which means that instead of buying servers for SQL Server, for example, and then access to those servers, you could have a server that is licensed per processor, that is unlimited to any people that will access those servers. You also have management servers for inventory control, deployment, such as system centers family. That is management server. Or you have a specialty server, such as BizTalk server. And then you have online services, which is if you go to the cloud, it's just as a service, and then it's not your own asset, but instead it is accounted as a service instead. So that is for to give you just an overview. You don't need to understand the details right now, unless you need to acquire some technology, and then we can have a discussion with Microsoft, with your partners, regarding the model that it will fit you best in according to your needs, according to the way you want to go. But that is to give you an idea. So that was regarding products. What about programs? So believe it or not, I remember maybe 10 years ago, we used to have more than 100 different contracts. And now maybe we're not so proud to tell you this, but maybe, I don't know, between 20 and 40 different countries, contracts, I mean, different kind of to license, to acquire. But for you, this is the main or the most important, the most common ways to license. You could go retail in the first line. We call it an FPP, which is a full package product. You go to the store and you buy. And my illustration here is like buying Coke. If you want to drink some Coke, it could be you know, a couple, $1 or something for a couple of, you know, liters or something very big in a supermarket or a wholesale supermarket. But if you want something very fancy in the Tour Eiffel in France or whatever, then it's going to cost you different, because you are paying for the environment, you are paying for the services, you are paying for the experience of drinking that drink in another environment. So something like that happens in the software. If you buy one license, it's more expensive than if you buy a volume, or if you buy online in the cloud, it's going to be lower because you don't own the license. You just own the right to use it in a very, you know, in a short period of time. So you have here retail, you have OEM, original equipment manufacturer, which is that you can buy a PC or a device with the license pre-installed, but the license cannot be replaced or moved to another device. You have open business, which is that you can buy a group of licenses in a volume license, starting with 5 licenses, and that you pay up front and you receive what you want, and that's it. But you also have open value, and we will talk about that with a video that will explain for you very nicely about how you can pay in a period of time, from time to time. Also, you have, if you want to standardize all your desktops with all that technology that we talk about, like Office, to have web applications, web apps, with all the collaborations and everything, you could have a company-wide deployment that is more affordable, and it's giving you more value. And we call it that open value company-wide when you start and standardize to all your platform. So for customers that are even larger, and they are above 250, maybe 500 computers or desktops in their company, you could go with Select Plus, or you could go with the Enterprise Agreement. The issue here is that you need to be standardized with all the, that's for big companies that they know what they need. They think they need standardization, and then they go, it's more affordable, it's the best price, but it demands commitment. You need to commit with the standardization. If you want to pick and choose whatever you want, then you go for Select Plus or Open Business, so you can pick and choose. And finally, this is the most recent way to license the technology is online services. The beauty of online services is that if you have a small company, for example, you could go to a portal and you can buy the services you want, and you pay in a per user base, and then you just commit for 1 year. As a matter of fact, because this is being recorded and we don't know who are going to listen to this, it's important to clarify that we have all the services online for some countries, such as Peru, Costa Rica, Trinidad, Puerto Rico, and for the rest of the countries in the Caribbean and Central America, we have some of the services right now, but we are committed to go further and to offer everything to everyone. But at this point that this has been recorded, that is the only issue. So you need to go to your partner in your country to ask for those online services to see what is available, because certainly you can have, for example, if you want to have this kind of live meeting experience with your customers and your companies, then you could certainly go for an online services with live meeting. You could do that, and you could do exchange online. And we have partners that are doing that for us in other countries as hosters. So you could do that way as well. So let's continue then. And this is an example here of Office. How can you get the same product or similar product in a different way and with different rules? So that is the confusion part. For example, if you see the left column here and you buy in your favorite store your favorite laptop computer, you will see that probably that laptop will come now with Office pre-installed for free. Yes, I said that, for free. We are giving away Office for free, but this is the caveat. This is a starter edition. So this is Office Starter that includes Word Starter and Excel Starter, which means that it's not the full version. But with that, you can still write letters, you can have a spreadsheet, and so that kind of students or beginners or home users can really enjoy, and they can have it for free. So we have Office 2010 for free in the version or edition that it is called Starter Edition. So also, if you want something more fancy with more applications, you could go for Home and Student, for example, and that is including more things, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote, but it's complete. Everything is there, the full products, etc. And the good news is that for Home and Student, guess what? You pay around $100, and then you can have 3 PCs in your home. So if you, in your home, you have 3 PCs or a combination of laptops and PCs, with this kind of license, you could install one license. You can buy one license, and then you have 3 PCs, which is then a third of 100. So it's something like $30 per office, which is a very, very good deal. And if you are a person with business, maybe you will need Outlook, and then we are adding Outlook, and then you have Home and Business. In this case, you can't, I repeat, you can't go with one office and 3 PCs. In this case, what we allow is that if you have your home computer, you can install it there, and if you have a laptop as a business person, you can have it for free. So it's 1 license and 2 deployments. And then if you have a professional edition, this is more products. But you need to understand is the differentiation. If you buy it OEM, you can't, it's pre-installed, you can't do anything. You can't copy that in other PCs. If you buy a PKC, which is a key card, a key card that we give with the numbers for you to activate that software, you can't either install it in more than one PC. For you to install it in several devices, then you need to buy a copy of full package product, which is the box. Full package product is the box that you buy in the store. Now, going to the companies, then that is volume license. So in that regard, there are other rules, better price per volume, and then your partners can advise you better. But that is just an example for you to understand that the same product, it depends on the rights that you want to pay for to have different, benefits or different ways to do the technology or to deploy the technology. So in this moment, I would like to show a video. Let me just stop for a second here to explain and to introduce it. This video, I found it very, very valuable for you guys to understand. So in 3 minutes, more or less 3 minutes, you are going to listen in a very fun way what is volume licensing and with open value, and why is it very interesting option for you to consider to have these kind of things with online services or subscriptions or perpetual licenses, all of that, and in open value. So let's listen to that video, and after that we will continue. So as you can see, this is a very interesting way to understand the open licensing. And if you want to see that video again, please copy now in your notebooks this address here, Microsoft.com WAC Showcase, and you will find many interesting videos there, including this one about open value. Microsoft.com/showcase. So with that, let's go to our final part of the presentation for today, which is the business value. So the question of value is a very important one. People are asking us all the time, I only see costs. I only see that I'm paying for technology, and what is the value that I am receiving from you, Microsoft? And then the value proposition that we have come with is software assurance. Software assurance. For me, and I've been here in the company for about 13 years. If you ask me what is the best thing that Microsoft offers to the customers, I would say maybe technical support is superb, is excellent. The products has been proven in the time that has been developed very, very well, and the vision, etc. But if it's something that is tangible, that you can quantify, that you can study with a return of investment, is software assurance. And fortunately, it's not my opinion only. You can read about that with Gartner Group. Gartner is an independent consultant in the industry, and IDC, which is also another independent consultant. So software assurance is a cost-effective program from Microsoft that provides new product versions, but not only that, because people associate all the time, oh yeah, I don't need software assurance because I don't need new versions. I don't want to go to that pace. But that's not the only thing. It also helps you on deployment planning, because we pay partners. When you buy this kind of technology with software assurance, we give you time with our partners for them to deploy that technology for you for free in the time that we can provide. For example, we can give 2 days for planning, so that and we deliver it. We will talk about that, but basically then, it's a program that provides new product versions, deployment planning, training, and support so that organizations can use information technology to improve productivity. So when you see the cycle of the software or software life cycle, it comes to this: planning. You need to plan what are the new versions that you want to deploy, what is the technology that you want there, and then you could plan how are you going to pay for it. So with this kind of benefits, we are saying to you, hey, if you buy this technology with this benefit, we will give you spread payments, so you don't have to pay immediately. You can pay now, and then in 1 year, and then in the other year. That is what we call spread payments. And we can talk about that more, you know. So that is the planning thing. Now, the deploy, if you want to make a deployment of those technologies, the beauty for me, this is something new, relatively, maybe 1 year or so, maybe more than 1 year. We are giving now what we call packaged services. Packaged services. And this means that basically we are paying for a couple of days with one of the partners that live in your country. You can, when you acquire this technology, you can go to a website and you can look around. What do you need first? Okay, you want to deploy your desktops. You want to deploy the collaboration tools, Office suites, etc. Or now you want collaboration with the SharePoint. Or you want with Exchange deployment, planning services. Or you want something for business value, etc., etc. So for each one of those initiatives, as soon as you decide what is the one that is a priority for you, we will pay a couple of days. When I say a couple of days, it depends of the amount of technology, but usually I have never seen less than two days, something like that, 2 days labor man. So you will see how it works later, but basically we pay those consultants, certified consultants in your country that go to your company and that do the work with you. And if you are a partner right now, you are a consultant, a service provider, you could do that work as well. If you certify, you can be included, and then Microsoft will pay you to go to those customers. You will see how it works. So that is the deployment, and it's including also home use program. That is a very beautiful program for human resources in the companies to deploy. Basically, which means is that if you buy Office, for example, you could use Office at home. All your employees are entitled to get a copy of Office, their own download. So we charge less than $10 per user to have a full license of Office in their home, and it's downloadable. You can download it from the web. So that is the part of deployment. So in use, then you have technical support, 24/7 problem resolution support. We give an amount of some incidents, we call it. When you have a problem, that's an incident. So until the problem is solved, you have an engineer in the phone with you from, it could be around the world, from Las Colinas in Texas, or from whatever it is based on, and then he will call you, or you just open the ticket. He will give you support until that is solved, and you usually get 3 or 4 of those incidents, depending on the amount. Again, I have seen many incidents in large accounts. And TechNet, which is a knowledge base, information, access to that knowledge base. If you need some peers to help you with the problems, or to help your IT managers with the problems, everything that is documented there, the problems that have been found, etc. You also have training vouchers. This is one of the best things that people like it. Training vouchers essentially is that you can, with that, redeem those vouchers in a certified training center in your country, or in another country if you want to travel. And then you will take the training, and with those training, you can be certified if you pass an exam that is a separate cost. Microsoft won't cover for the exam, but certainly for those vouchers to be trained, your people to be trained. But also we have e-learning, and this is more an open access to the web, where we have especially for the customers acquiring this technology, for both the desktop, Office, etc., and also for the servers. So any user, advanced user or beginner, can take advantage of that self-paced e-learning. And also in the technology side, when you acquire software assurance, as one of the benefits is that Windows is not the same Windows edition that you buy in the market. In the market, you can buy Windows Ultimate or Windows Pro or Windows Home. In this case, you use Windows 7 Enterprise with a couple of features for your company for security, such as BitLocker. If someone steals my laptop, it's already encrypted. So even if you take my hard disk away, you can't have the information there because it's encrypted with the technology called BitLocker. Also, you have multi-language capabilities, so that you can configure Windows in certain ways on certain languages if your company has many people speaking several languages. And also we have MDOP, which is Microsoft Desktop Optimization Pack. This is a pack of technologies that you can leverage for virtualization in the desktop. But because of the time, we are going to continue, and I'm going to use 5 more minutes of your time to land this presentation. So basically, in software assurance, the major benefits that we have seen because of the feedback of the customers, it is that they like the new product versions. They like in deployment the home use program. They love packaged services, of course, because they can deploy the technology. And in training, they love training vouchers, the e-learning, and support 24/7 problem resolution. But certainly we have more than that. I'm going to show you a list of features or benefits. If you see here the whole list, we have all of this. Depending on the program, if you just buy open license, you could miss some of them. If you buy open value, then you will have most of them. If you buy an EA or Solec, then you have all of them. But most of them are there, and are the ones that I talked to you about are the ones that maybe you are more interested to have. So the opportunity for the customers is a positive impact in your business value, because again, this is not a sales pitch in a way, because you can have this documented by Gartner Group or by IDC. They have documented the cost reduction that you have, because you don't have to pay them for a part of your training for your people, or your support will be covered, or your consulting services will have some cost recovery as well. And your workers, your people, are going to be empowered by the tools, the training, etc., and your infrastructure is going to be more secure because of those features that I talked to you about. So here is a summary of the services that we offer with the packaged services, deployment planning, etc., that I mentioned, with Exchange, with SharePoint, etc., that is available for you. So you talk about those risks at the beginning of the presentation. That is the feedback that we have received more from the customers. The challenges that they have, that they don't want to be early adopters, the risks, the lack of resources to deploy, the lack of expertise. They need to do more with less. So these are the benefits that for software assurance that we have. We have best practices already from pilots all around the world that can help you to deploy your technologies based on proven methodologies and on-site partners. I mean, partners are in your country that can help you. So all of that can help you with the deployment plan for your company or organization. And that is a list, again, of packaged services that we are offering. And this is the process, and we are almost done, just for you to understand. As you can see, my friends, we have partners involved all the time. We are a company that we have an indirect model. So we have a relationship with our customers, but at the same time, we do everything with partners. We believe in partnership. If you are a teacher, we want you to teach Microsoft technology. If you are a system builder, I want you to put together some PCs with Windows. If you are a consultant, we want you to advise your customers to prove or to test or to evaluate, to consider our technology, and so on and so forth. So if you are a customer, on the other hand, we want you to be with the experts on the subject. And this is the process we have. When you receive the technology and you want some of these packaged services, then you have an appointment with the partner to take a look what are the partners that are available. You engage with the partners you want to, and then the partner confirms and go to your place, and then we assign a voucher for him. Then after he delivers the service, we reserve that for the partner, and the partner can redeem the voucher. Then the voucher is redeemed, and we pay through a vendor the partner. So this is the process, very straightforward. We have received great feedback. Partners are happy, and customers are happy as well. So we are at the end of the presentation. We are going to send a lot of information regarding the links that you can have for more resources, but these are the resources we have for this presentation, particularly for the benefits that we have talked about regarding software assurance. And also, here is the IDC white paper and video that you can see regarding software assurance. They are an independent consultant that they can testify about what we have talked about. So with that, I'm going to open floor. If you have any question, please write it in the Q&A. I'm going to give a couple of seconds to see if anyone has a question. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask our partner, Jorge Arizabal, to be prepared to tell me if we can receive some questions or not. And with that, thank you for participation. Thank you for your feedback, your encouragement as a customer, for us to partnership together. With that, we have ended this presentation. Jorge, do we have any questions, or what do you want to say?
We don't have questions, but we are expecting that the attendees can use the tab question and answer, and Arturo will respond to that question. Okay.
Okay, so it seems like this is it. So if any one of you have a further question, you can write to our aliases in Microsoft, and then we will very gladly answer your questions. So with that, we are ending this presentation for today. Thank you again for your participation, your feedback, and your encouragement. And we will see you around in another session. And we are going to talk later on security and the cloud. There will be some presentations to talk about that exclusively. So with that, thank you. Bye-bye.